Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm the Southern Yankee Stitcher. Welcome to my Flosstube number 19. Well, um, I'm excited that we are just on it's the 11th day of January, 2022, and I have a finish. I have my first finish of the year, and I'm just going to get right into it, y'all. I'll have chit chat later, but let me get on into the stitching first. This is my finish. This is the Prairie Schooler summer and winter, and I did the first month. There are 6 months in each chart, so I still count it as a finish. Y'all count that as a finish? This is the chart, and I did January right here, and I started February. I'm gonna show that in a sec. Now I chose this fabric. It's 18 count Aida, and I believe it's called Natural. It comes on a roll. I got it from Hobby Lobby. But my white did not show up well. It calls for Blanc. I stitched some of the snow in Blanc, and it wasn't showing up. So I frogged it all out and did it in B5200. You couldn't tell the difference. You just couldn't tell the difference. So I wasn't sure what to do. I thought, do I put some kind of sparkle in there or something to make it show up? Well, I was on a Zoom call on Friday night. Crystal Rowe, she's another floss tuber, and she did a Zoom on Friday night, and she's had several of them, and I could never work it into my schedule. The day if I thought I was going to be able to do it, like some of my family came over or something, something always happened where I just didn't feel like I could go in another room and close out my family to do a Zoom call. But she looked at it, she said, you might just have to stitch the sky. So that's what I did. I stitched the sky in DMC. All these flosses are called for, except the snow is B5200, which didn't make a difference really. And the sky, I believe, is DMC 162. And I thought it turned out real cute. I'm going to hang this on my door at work. And this frame, it's got cork here. It's not real thick, but I think you could put a push pin in it maybe. I'm going to try that. But it had no glass or anything in here when I bought it at the thrift store, and I got it cheap. I don't even remember. It's been a while. I just added a hanger, and, to pop my piece out is going to be real easy. Just slide these and pop it out, and I pop them next month in. So I've started February because I'm hoping, really, I'm all excited because I have a finish already, 11 days into the year, but this is supposed to be done in December. But all that Christmas stitching put me behind. I wanted to be, a month ahead, so it could have gone up January 1st, but that's okay. It's going to go up tomorrow, January 12th. I've had it done for a few days, but I wanted to show it here without having to insert a picture or anything. That gets complicated sometimes. But these are really cute. You look at all the different months there. I thought they would be larger. Especially some of the fall ones. I love that cat and that turkey. Really cute. And we're doing year-round school where I work now, so I am there at least, I think June's the only month. Well, I'm there in June. I'm there like maybe 2 days in June. So I'm there every month. But I started February, and get this back over here. February. I'm sorry, y'all. These is still in the little plastic thing. The kind of with the sticky flap. And I make working copies, and I'll leave them in here. So I don't want to take them out. And these are the newer charts, so they're not cardstock. I don't want to risk messing them up. I heard Brenda and Laura, not their last video that was just put up a couple of days ago, but the one before that, I think it was. Brenda said she gets on Amazon some bags this size that are Ziploc, so she can take all her charts out of these because it's too hard to get them in and out. It's really like a one-time, stick it in there once kind of thing. So that's why I'm dealing. I'm not gonna take them out till I get something else to put it in. But here's February. If you can see February, it's like two lovebirds. And it's got all that white again. Well, I thought, well, I can do the white and I can just stitch the background like I did on the other one where I stitched the sky. But I had a piece of 18 count Aida, so it's going to be the same size, that I tried to, I dyed some fabric. And it was the day that I dyed my other piece green. And I wanted to make a piece kind of maybe a little mauvey looking to maybe paint, stitch my sow on the Queen of Hearts. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. And it didn't look good, so then I just kept adding stuff to it, and like, I've already ruined this piece of fabric, let's see what I can do. Well, this is what I ended up with. It looks better on the screen than it looks in person. But I ended up, after dyeing it so many times, it was real dark. It was real bright pink. It was not mauve at all. But I ended up putting in bleach. Take the dye right back out. This started white, but so this is a little lighter section. It's got a little bit of tan, and I don't know if it's really hard for me to tell if you can see that or not. But I'm really not going to have a lot of this show. When I finish it and put it in here, I'm thinking I may offset it a little bit and then put some ribbon and a bow, maybe something kind of white and lacy maybe. If I don't like the way that fabric looks, I may do something else to disguise it a little bit. They don't have to look the same. They don't have to be on the same fabric. They do need to be on the same count, I think. But they don't need to be on the same fabric or anything. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And if I don't like it, these stitch up so quick. If I don't like it, this is all I had in my stash. And I wanted to start February. So it was either stitch on this or this again. And I just thought, well, I'm going to try something different. I may get back to the other. But I am going to have to change out a little bit the called for, I think, I'm not sure which one of these was the called for floss for the word February. They don't look too bad on screen, but I didn't like them on the fabric. I actually pulled another DMC 816 that I'm going to use on there. It's a brighter red. I think it's going to look a lot better. So that's my start. And then I had another start. And I started Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. Day 1, Partridge in the Pear Tree. And this is another one that really, number 1, should have been done in December if I was going to stick to my schedule. But you know, the best made plans, you know what happens to those. So, but it's stitching up pretty quick. I only worked on this 2 evenings, I guess. There's, you can see my Partridge in the Pear Tree. The pot's not done yet. It has another row or another couple rows at the bottom of that pot. And then that'll be the full height of the piece. And I was trying to decide how to finish them. This is one option it has on the back of the chart, to put them all on the tree. And I thought about stitching them all on one piece of fabric. And this fabric I'm working on, I could stitch them all on this piece of fabric and just have one big thing framed. But I thought, I don't know. I'm really still thinking about that. I was talking to my daughter about it last night. And I told her I saw on Instagram, I can't remember who. I wish I could, so I could give you a shout out for your great idea. But they did it in a 12 pane window, and each pane was just the right size for each of these. And so they were all, each in a window, each in a different pane of the window, and it looked really good. That was probably my favorite finish I've seen so far. I know I won't do a whole tree to put these on, and they really won't fit on my other tree. I have so many decorations. And they're not stitched decorations, but I love them. I don't want to take them off. So this is stitched. I started doing this, making a little card to put in my project. And this is stitched on 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin. Jobelin. When I ordered this, I had no idea what Jobelin was. I've heard people talk about it. You know, you can feel that it has polyester in it. It's a polyester blend, polyester cotton blend, I think. So I'm not crazy about how it feels in my hand. And stitching, this is 32 count. Stitching 2 is a little bit tight, but it's really full coverage, which I thought I kind of like that for this piece. So I'm not sure I would ever buy this again, just because I don't love the feel of it. But I like the look of it. It's very neat. The weave holds its shape. You know, it's not going to get stretched out of shape like linen would. I don't know. It's Jobelin. These are all of the different DMC flosses. I mean, they're really pretty colors. And I think I mentioned last time that there's some duplicates. Like these are the flosses for the 12 months that I'm doing and hanging them off the store. There are a lot of colors are duplicated, and I could have put them all in one bag. I just decided not to do that. Try and keep these together as much as I can. Okay. So I am keeping track of everything. I'm doing the cards, but and I guess really the cards are probably more for the video doing this than for my records. I don't know that I would really need to go back and reference what the fabric was, but I've started my book of days, and I've just kind of underlined starts in green and underlined finishes in red. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. Normally it takes me a while to do something before I really figure out how I like it. But I did mark the, I think it's called the Antiquities book of stickers or something like that on Amazon. I haven't ordered it yet, but I did put it on my list so I can easily order it because, I mean, I see everybody else's book. They're so pretty. I'm going to have to do it. I wasn't going to do the sticker thing, but I'm going to have to do the sticker thing. I think I told you that last time. All right. So my whip is the Rocky Springs Schoolhouse. And this is the chart that I designed. And it's a historical site in my hometown in Maryland and the school where my grandparents went to school, one-room schoolhouse, and my great-grandparents and many, many other relatives and friends of the family and many people in the community for almost 100 years. This was the school. And this is how far I've gotten. The school's filled in. I need to do the bell and the little bell. You call it a tower? I don't know what that is. I guess that little schoolhouse bell I need to put in there. I have trees on each side. Then I'll have the words at the bottom say Rocky Springs Schoolhouse, 1839 to 1930. And then complete the border. And then I will be done. Did I bring my flosses in here with me? Hold, please. Okay. You know, when you chart something up, and you haven't stitched it, you make some edits for sure. And I've been making some edits. And this is my little, like, on the computer, I charted it in just colors that kind of made sense to help me get the design. Knowing that I wasn't going to necessarily use those colors because I wanted variegation in everything. So this is my cheat sheet here. It's terrible chicken scratch. But this section of the building here, from this corner over, was all done in cattail by Weeks. I think it's Weeks. No, Classic Color Works. Wait. Goodness. I'll try to start with Weeks. Cattail by Weeks. This middle section was a darker section, and that is Classic Color Works Bunny Honey. But this Weeks color had a lot more variegation in it, the cattail did, than this Classic Color Works. So I took the roof color, which was a DMC, number 7, I think, and I just did some random stitches. You can see kind of where it's dark in that section. I just did some random stitches around. And so then when I filled in, I also didn't fill in, like I normally, my favorite way to stitch is to do one leg of your cross all the way across and then come back and cross them all over. I don't do one stitch at a time. That's a lot slower to me. I think it uses more floss, and that's not how I stitch. But when I was stitching this, instead of going all the way across a row, I didn't want it to look like striped. It would look like striped siding or clapboard, you know. And I didn't want that because it's a stone building with a whitewash on it. So I would just do like 7 or 8 stitches and then cross those. And then below that, maybe 3 stitches and cross them. And I had kind of a zigzag going all the way down. And then I come back and do another section. And I just kind of zigzag. That's how I did the whole thing. Well, this section here, the lighter section. And the reason, as I'm stitching, I'm thinking that should have been the darker because it sits back. This section of the building sits out. But there's a painting that I was looking at, and the way they did the shadows, it was really kind of hard to tell, but this was a little bit darker than this section, I think. Maybe these two should have swapped, where this was medium and this was light, but hey, it's done now. It is what it is. But this is from Classic Color Works, and this is called Lighthouse. Again, not much variegation in there. So what I did is I took this Bunny Honey, is that right? Yeah, Bunny Honey from Classic Color Works, and I did some little stitches here and there, all through there. And then I came back in with the lighthouse and just did full crosses. Well, I did the first top little section, and it still didn't have enough variegation for me. It was just looking stark white. This probably was not the best color choice. This lighthouse was probably not the best color choice. I thought it had a little variegation in it, and it, you know, if you hold it up close, it kind of has some, but you couldn't really see it on this. So what I did is I did the bottom leg all in lighthouse. Then I came back and I did the second cross on my X's with, I would do like 10, skip 5, do 3, you know, just, I'd skip. And then I came back with this color over here, the cattail, and the ones I had not crossed, now the bottom leg is in this, but the top leg, the ones I had skipped, I filled in with the cattail, wherever it is. I filled in with the cattail. It gave it a subtle variegation, but just enough to give it a little bit of texture. So it still looked like it was a stone building. You could do the same kind of thing with bricks, or if you wanted like a stucco to have, if you're doing a building and it's like stucco, you want to give it some dimension, and you don't have a variegated floss. I didn't want to wait to when I had time to go to the LNS, which is an hour away. And let me tell you, y'all, I mean, if I'm going to go to a stitching store, okay, it's an hour away, so that's 2 hours there. I'm going to be there at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, looking at things, because I'm going to make it worth my trip. So I need to find like 4 hours, probably, block of time when I don't have anything to do, and I have just not been able to find that. So I just kind of made up my own by mixing these two on that third section. And I think it turned out good. I like it a lot. I haven't decided yet what color the trees are going to be. And I'm going to go through my stash and see what I can find. I want to still keep it kind of monotone. And I had some DMCs that were, I just bought a whole handful of stuff that was in this kind of creamy, gray, tannish family. And then just decide what I was going to use where. And that's where this came in, because I kind of knew what I wanted the look to be, but I didn't have my fabric yet. I was at the store, so I bought a bunch of floss. And the rest are DMCs. I have a few, no, that's a lie. The rest are not all DMCs. There's some classic color works in there. And, I definitely want something variegated for the trees. And they're trees with no leaves on them, because I like the structure, seeing the structure of that. Stitching inside. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Sorry, y'all, let me get all this stuff in here so I don't lose anything. Okay. I have some haul to show you, and it was some things that I forgot to show you last week. Well, one thing I forgot to show you last week. I think I told y'all that we drew names among my husband and children, and so that we wouldn't have to, I didn't want them to have to buy something for everybody, because they don't need to be spending their money like that. So my daughter-in-law had me, and what did my son have me? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who had me. Because the gifts came from both of them. So anyway, one of them had my name. Doesn't really matter. But I had some things on my Amazon list. They got me a couple books that I wanted, and they're mainly on history. And they got a Chord Maker from Prairie. I know y'all have probably seen Final Pfeiffer use this and make cording. And I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited. I'm ready to try it and use it on some finishing. I have some stitching that I did last year when I was thinking I would give an ornament to coworkers. Last Christmas 2020, and didn't stitch enough of them to do that, and I finished stitching them, but I never fully finished them. So I'm going to fully finish them, and I'm going to make some cording with this thing. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that sometime soon. I placed an order with Fire Poppies, and you know what you get with every order of Fire Poppies? Fire Poppies is Charleston Chew. It was some weeks, and of course they twist them all up and make them look pretty, and I'm going to mess that up. Weeks hazelnut and grapefruit. I need these for the Quaker Welcome sampler that I will be starting soon. So then that is fully kitted up. I'm excited to start that. That was a gift from a viewer, and it's really pretty. It's really pretty. It's my taste for sure. And then I got, 'tis the season when everything is dirt cheap. All the Christmas stuff is dirt cheap at Hobby Lobby. So I got this little frame for $2.49. And, it's just one of those cheap little things. It was $10. And, but I'm just going to use it for finishing, future finishing. I can stick something right in there, right on top, some stitching. And I don't know what it's going to be for $2.50. I was like, I think I'll splurge on that, not knowing where I'm going to use it, because I know I will use it somewhere. I will use it somewhere. I got a gift. Well, let me tell you, last week was a pretty good week for me. I mean, I had to go back to work after being off a couple of weeks, and that wasn't so good. But, I've been seems like all I've been working on in the last 6 months has been Breeze Across America and the veteran events that we did. And it was every day there was something I was doing on that. But on Monday we picked up all the old Rees. They were live Rees, so they were only going to be on there a couple of weeks. We picked them up and hauled them off, and I can kind of check that off as done. Everything is done with those events, and they were very rewarding events to do all these things for our veterans who have passed away, and for the veterans that are still living. But I was glad. I was glad to have that marked done because I put a lot of hours into that, a lot more hours than I ever intended to put into it. I'll say that. But like I said, it was rewarding. But I'm glad to have that off my list of to-dos. Then I went back to work on Tuesday, and it was just a couple people in the whole school in the office. So I was able to get a lot of work done, get stuff caught up. Teachers came back on Wednesday, and then students didn't come back till yesterday, Monday the 10th. So, last week was really easy work. And I was able to get a lot done. And when I'm productive, that makes me happy for sure. Friday night, Crystal Rowe, she's a Flosstuber. She had a Zoom. And she's had several in the past. And I've wanted to do them. And something always happened where I couldn't. And, but I was able to Friday. And, Crystal and I live in the same county. But I haven't seen her since I've been stitching again. When I saw her before, it was just, she came in and did some substitute teaching at school where I work. We never had a big conversation or anything. So, but we got to chat a little bit and get to know each other a little bit more. And I met some other Flosstubers, and so I've gone and subscribed to their channels, so they're on my list, and I can watch them and get to know them through their Flosstube too. And I was really excited about that. I had a really good time. But I did the Zoom call here in my craft room. And I'm sitting now in a wooden chair. And it was not the most comfortable to sit there for multiple hours and stitch. And also, my charger was not here, and I ran out to, but my phone died. So I went and borrowed my daughter's charger because I have like a dock. My daughter had a dock charger, and she was going to get rid of it. And I said, hey, maybe I want that because I could sit this right here on the table and beside my stitching spot. It can be charging while I'm stitching. And I said, I think I like that because I can see the screen. And she said, okay, well, can I have your cord charger then? Just a regular plug-in. I said, okay, we'll trade. So we traded. So I don't have the other one anymore. I just have the dock one. And so I ran out and got that. I plugged it up in my laptop, but I was zooming on my phone because I don't have Instagram on my laptop. I don't even know if you can do that. You probably can, but I've never even tried. I just always thought of it like a phone thing. But then the computer was kind of went to sleep, so it wasn't charging anymore. Died again. So, and I ended up finally just finishing the call because I was tired and my phone was giving me grief, and but I had a good time doing it. I had a really good time, and then I was able to get in here the next day and do a little bit of cleaning up. If somebody came in here, they wouldn't think I cleaned my craft room at all, but I did. Like, I had a bunch of mail. You know, the mail you feel like you have to save, and you just make that pile. I'm going to file that later. I'm going to file that later. Well, I did my filing, and so I did clear out some clutter, but not enough clutter. I still need to work on that. After I finished my video last week, I thought, there's something I didn't mention, and wait, I have to get to. Oh, one of my most important things I forgot. Okay. Well, I started to mention it and I never finished. These Sunshine Stitchers. I don't know if you all watch Sunshine Stitchers. If you don't, they're great. You need to. They're one of the first Flosstube channels they are the first one that I binge watched and watched all of their videos. It's 3 Stitchers, and they stitch some of the same things, but some things are very different in the way they stitch and what they stitch. And I just really enjoy them. They're funny, and it's a good one to watch. And some of them like to do sows and be structured. You know, I have to stitch so many. Sorry, my daughter's pulling the driveway. I have to stitch so many stitches or so many hours on projects, and they like that kind of structure, and then others don't. But they decided to come up with their own sow schedule for the whole year. And I just thought I'd read that out to you because I'm going to try to do this. This month is Nora Corbett or Mirabella, or Mirabilia, sorry. Or somebody called it anyway, Pretty Ladies. Well, my pretty lady, which you all may have guessed, is going to be the Queen of Hearts. We start this on Friday, y'all. Friday. I think I'm going to have to stay up after midnight and start stitching this like Thursday night, early Friday morning. I've got my fabric picked out. It's a 36 count. I forget the name of the color. And then I have all DMCs. And this is the sow that I wanted to share with you all. If you don't have the chart, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and send me an email to southernyankeestitcher@gmail.com and just tell me you want to join the sow, and I will send you the chart for free. And I'm not going to send you future emails about anything or put your name on the list, mailing list, or anything like that. It's not. I just want to do this, and I'd like for you to be a subscriber and email me so I kind of track how many people are doing it. And we've got a hashtag, SYS, Queen of Hearts, Sal. SYS is for Southern Yankee Stitcher, Queen of Hearts, Sal. If you haven't already, watch my Flosstube number 17, where I talk about why I charted this. And I'll just tell you a little bit about it right now since we're getting ready to start. I forgot to bring all this stuff. Okay. When I was a kid, I loved to play with the kitchen set that my father made for me and my sister. It was a Christmas gift. And we had lots of mismatched dishes and things. I was number 5 child out of 6. 5 girls, 1 boy. So I got hand-me-down clothes and toys and everything. And there was one set that I loved. I loved it. And that was a Queen of Hearts tea set. And it's tin. And this is just red on the back. There's Queen of Hearts. She made some tarts. And the Knave of Hearts, he stole some tarts. And then these cute little teacups with a little metal handle. And I would just put water in these and drink it and say I'm drinking cherry juice. And I told my daughter that. She said, "What is that?" I said, "I have no idea. I just thought it was something fancy when I was a little girl." It's a little kid. It's a kid thing. She said, "It sounds disgusting." I said, "Well, I thought it was fancy, and that's what I was drinking." And it's got this little tray here with it. Now, this is not my set. I bought this one on eBay. I went to find it. If the set is still around in our family, my sister would have it. And I explained in the other video that I haven't asked her about it because I don't want her to feel bad if she got rid of it. I thought that this tea set had been handed down, from my older sisters. I had 3 older sisters, but it turns out it was from my mother. It was hers when she was a little girl, and it was distributed in about 1940. She was 9 years old then. She's 90 years old now, and when I was talking to her about it and told her this was over a year ago that I was first started charting this, or talked about charting it, and I was just talking to her about it. She always loved to talk about old times, and she told me that this was hers. So, I'm, it's very special to me because of that, and it's a childhood memory, and I wanted to stitch it and display it definitely in February for Valentine's Day. You can see, I gave the queen long hair because I had long hair. Well, I didn't have long hair as a little girl. My mom would call it a page boy cut. I don't know what it was, but it was really short and terrible for a while. And she did it herself, and it was bad. I don't think it was a page boy. I don't know what it was. It's more like a pixie. But here's the cup. So, if you like this chart, just send me an email and I will happily send it to you for free. I was asking that you don't share it with anyone else. Ask them just to get it from me, just because I want to know who has it. I'm still going to give it free to them, but I just like to know how many people are stitching it. And please use the hashtag and show your progress. I'm going to have at least a couple of stitches in it before I go to work on the 14th. That is my goal. I've put alarms on my phone and everything so I don't mess around and forget, because the 13th is my husband's birthday. We'll probably go out to eat and have family over, and I may get distracted and forget. I don't want to not start my own sale. So I'm looking forward to that. So that is going to be back to the Sunshine Stitchers. That's going to be my January Pretty Lady. And I'm going to probably drop everything else to get this thing stitched and have it up in time for Valentine's Day. One thing that I haven't mentioned today, but I've mentioned it plenty of times, is that I also, when I'm done stitching it just like this, I want to do it just, it would be really neat just in red. Instead of all that filling, you just do outlines of the red. Or it would be neat in all black stitching. Really, the black stitching is where I'm like, I would love that on some really dark tea stained fabric and all in black. I'm going to have to mix it up and do a couple things with it. That's for sure. Okay, so February for the Sunshine Stitchers Stitch Along is any hands-on design. And you don't have to just do that in February. You can just kind of make it your focus, or you can just work on it. March is Rosewood Manor. April is Ink Circles or Long Dog. I don't have any of those. So I need to look and see what they have. May is Blackbird Designs. June, Plum Street Sampler. July, Erica Michaels. August, Bent Creek. September, Glendon Place. October, Cricket Collection. November, Twin Peaks Primitives. And December, Teresa Kogut. I don't have charts by all those designers. They mentioned on their last Flosstube that a lot of these designers have free charts if you just want to get the free chart and do it. And there are a lot of designers that you think, oh, I didn't know that they made charts that look like that. You know, if you're not into the big pretty ladies with all the beading and all that, or some of those long dogs that would take, a couple years to stitch. I'm not into that. I just don't think I can do it. But I could do a small one. And actually, I've looked at some of those thinking it would be kind of neat gifts like for next year for Christmas for like my son. It's easy to do something for the girls in the family, but for him, it's kind of hard to give him stitching that he would really like. So anyway, that's something to think about, and it's probably on their Facebook page too. I think they have it listed, the Sunshine Stitchers. Well, my week was good last week, but two great things happened. The first was I won a giveaway. The 911 Stitcher had a giveaway, and it's one of those, what you call it? I call it a thread keeper. It's kind of like a book that opens, and it's kind of like felt on the inside, so it holds your thread and has a little tab that you can put your needles on. And this one I think had a magnet closure, and then it had tomato that had a magnet in it too that would sit on top. Tomato pink fishing. It was so cute. And when she was giving that away, her video before last, I was like, oh my gosh, the tomato is so cute. I want that so bad. And she called my name. I couldn't believe it. I hollered for my daughter. I said, come out, look, I won. And she does the real random comment picker. And my daughter's like, oh, your picture's on there too. I said, yeah, there's my comment and my picture. That's cool. So that was exciting that I won that. But even more exciting, and it almost brought me to tears. I had kind of not a great day on Friday. I think it was Friday. And I came home and I had some mail. And it was from Patty. And Patty had a sweet letter in this package. And I just got to show y'all what she had in it. She made this bag for me. And it's Fruit Bottom Girls, I think she said is what it was called. She said when I talked about my sisters, it made her think of her sisters. And when she got this fabric, she thought of her sisters. And I thought, yeah, well, look at this. I got some junk in the trunk like these plays do. All of my sisters do, but not like I do. I'll say that. So this was very appropriate, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. Now I'd say that none of my sisters are overweight. They are not, but we all have a little junk in the trunk. I'm overweight, but they are not. Anyway, and so Patty, I love the bag. I love the bag. I can't wait to go somewhere. I don't go to any retreats or anything. I've never gone to one, or I think Crystal Rose is trying to schedule a stitch in the next few months here in our area in South Carolina. So I will carry your bag there. But in it she put some fabric that she said she just couldn't use that much. Didn't like this count anymore. This is a 32 count Swagart in this pretty blue color. And this is almost the color of my kitchen set. It's a little bit lighter. The kitchen set that I played with that tea set on. So that's pretty cool. And this is a 25 count Lugana. It's really pretty. Like there's a lot of things that would go on this. Just as the color is 264. She must have bought it from the same place I bought some fabric from because the labels are exactly the same with their colors by numbers. And this is another 25 count Lugana in bone. Really pretty. Really pretty. Oh. I mean, I'm working on a chart right now. That's again going to be another chart that's personal to me. That depicts my childhood home. I think it will look really good on this, Patty. I think it will go really, really good on that. This is one that I'm not sure. I think she said in her letter what this was called, maybe. But she said it had a little bit of stitching. She said, if you don't mind, frogging that out. No, it's beautiful color. Look at that. It's a little bit darker than this other one. You can see kind of comparison. Beautiful fabric. And your letter was so sweet, Patty. And I'm telling you, I'm not one to get emotional with a gift. I'm just not. I'm not one to do that. And that's one thing my husband just, so disappointed sometimes that I don't get real excited about gifts he gives me. I like them. I'm happy with them, but I don't know. I'm just kind of a low-key kind of person. But Patty, when I got that, I really had to fight back tears because it had been a little bit of a rough day at work and stuff, and come home with a long day, and I go to my mailbox on my way in the driveway. So first thing I do is open the mail when I walk in the house, and that was very, very sweet of you, and just, I don't know if you could say timely, because it just, like, I got it on the right day, the day that I needed to pick me up, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait to show all my girls and my husband, and they were all in different rooms, and I was like, look what I got. I said, it's so sweet. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. All right, last week we had a giveaway. And the plot thickens with the giveaway. This little house needlework in my house, man, I want to give this away. I put in the DMC and some floss drops. I'd given this away in October when I did those giveaways for my birthday month. And Diane Swan was the winner. I still had her name, where I used my fancy comment picker. And I hadn't heard from Diane. So then last week, I say, okay, we're going to draw again. We're just going to draw again. Haven't heard from her. She replied to me. She watched last week's video, and she heard that she had won, or she was catching up on videos. Anyway, she replied on last week's and said that was so excited that she heard her name, and so I said, Diane, it's yours. It's yours. I mean, you were the original winner of this. It's yours. I said, just email me your address, and I'll send it to you. Well, Diane maybe is not on her computer a lot, or her phone a lot, or Flosstube a lot. I don't know, because she still has not emailed her address to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give this, I'm going to draw a new name for this. But Diane, if you hear this in the next couple weeks, I will get another one and send it to if you get me your address. I don't want to hang on to this any longer and hold things up. So, every comment that used the word house, I put your name, here's a little piece of paper, on a little piece of paper, and put it in this basket. I can see them in there. I'm going to draw one out. No, I didn't even try to figure out the random comment picker. I was like, I'm going to spend an hour trying to figure that thing out, and I get 10 minutes, I can write the names out and draw one. Sherry Bisbee, you are the winner. So Sherry, email me, southernyankeestitcher@gmail.com, or you can message me through Instagram. Diane, you can message me through Instagram too. Send me your address. I just need your address. And I will get this out to you. Congratulations, Sherry. Let me look at my notes. I forgot to tell you all so much stuff last week. I really tried to make notes this week so I didn't forget. I think I'm good. I think that's all there is to say. I'm going to Friday start on the Queen of Hearts Sal. Y'all please join me. And in the meantime, I'll be working on these other two Prairie Schoolers and my Schoolhouse, Rocky Springs Schoolhouse sampler. So I'm trying to get back on the one video a week schedule, and I'm definitely going to try and do that while we've got the Sal going on. And I may ask you all, if you're going to post your progress of the Sal on Instagram, I might message you and ask you if I can share your post on my video. I'd like to do that so everybody can see, even people that maybe aren't on Instagram. Some people are on Flosstube that aren't on Instagram. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll see y'all in a week.